Some say it is the most lasting of all art forms when clay takes shape through the hands of a potter.
It's definitely one of the most challenging things as far as like a craft that I can think of. It's just so underratedly difficult to do, and that's what makes me love it so much, is because you're never that good at it. There's always something more you can do or something more challenging you can make. So it's very humbling.
We met Emily Savard at the Clay Lounge in the South End, where the art she spins from her potter's wheel gives life to practical forms.
Do a lot of more like decorative vases and a lot of kitchenware. People love spoon rests and stuff like that, so anything really fun. I like making functional things that people can use.
Though Savard, whose work can be found through Struck Pot Ceramics, has produced incredible pieces, she really only started the craft in earnest about a year ago.
I've been wanting to do it forever. I've had the pottery itch for so long, and I did art and stuff in college as like extracurricular classes. Yeah, I just started and got addicted to it immediately.
She says the result is nice, but the process is what keeps her spinning.
I just think because it's such a difficult thing to do, it makes me not think of anything else besides whatever I'm doing in that moment of time. So it's very, like, blissful.
And when she's not firing up the kiln, she is fighting fires with District 4 Engine 22 in the South End, one of the busiest stations in the city of Boston.
It's very rewarding because you like helping people that can't help themselves, but obviously this is a very busy area of the city. You know, it's tough sometimes. You get, you know, 1 or 2 calls at night, and sometimes it's every 30 minutes. So I think, you know, people handle being tired a little bit differently. I mean, that's maybe one of the challenges, is just the amount of runs we do.
Of the 1,600 firefighters employed by the city, Savard is one of just a couple dozen women. But that doesn't really seem to faze her.
I have 2 older brothers, so I've been in a man's world my whole life. I'm used to it.
There are challenges. Firefighting requires strength, stamina. But Savard, who served in the Marine Corps and was deployed to Afghanistan, says to be clear, she's often keeping the guys in check.
I work out a lot. I definitely help keep a lot of these guys in shape in my firehouse. I cook for them like every tour, so especially since my wedding's coming up, I'm like, everyone's eating chicken and salad, sorry. But no, I do lift, you know, weights and work out a lot to just maintain the standard that we have here at Engine 22.
Savard has been on the job going on 4 years. Met her fiance, also a firefighter at the Fire Academy. She feels not only welcome, but like one of the family.
Most of the guys on this job were in the military as well. They're like a group of my brothers. I mean, most of this firehouse is coming to my wedding, so it should be an interesting time.
So we wondered, craft or career, which one really fires her up?
They're definitely different, but I think mentally, when you're driving the fire truck, you definitely have to be focused on that exact task, and you're not worried about whatever laundry you're doing, or like, my house is dirty back home, I gotta take the dogs out. None of that is going on in your mind. You're just very focused on whatever is in front of you at that moment of time. Once or twice a week, I get to just get lost at Clay Lounge. I think it's just somewhere you can go that you know you'll be able to relax and not have to run out the door on a call or do anything. You're just in that moment.
Wow, I love that. And once the owner of the Clay Lounge found out that Emily is a firefighter, he learned about her unusual schedule. He changed his schedule around to accommodate her needs so she could pursue her artistic talents. And I have thrown clay at the Clay Lounge, and it is not easy.
I can't believe she only started a year ago. It's incredible.
She's
and she
so
tells
talented.
us that right now she's very busy making her own vases for her upcoming wedding. So she's doing it all.
Woman?
Who is this superwoman?
All right, still ahead, a doctor looking for laughs.